before building the public transportation system, we need to see how people move. And what we have found out in Colombia is that at least within the cities, in the BRT systems, women have more trips every day. Mainly because they take the kids to school, they take the kids to the doctor, mainly because of the economies of care, caring for the family, caring, and even also working. So if you don't get that into account and if you don't measure that, you are not going to have an equitable BRT system or public transportation system. So you need to take that into account even before just planning the routes, just planning the system. In that way, you're making it more inclusive, not for women, but for the society as a whole. The thing is that the patterns of movement, and this is already measured in Colombia in several cities, women move more, take more trips every day because it includes the whole family and includes the whole care. I believe taking that into account, we also need to put safeguards in order to also take into account women employment within the construction of the systems and the operation of the public transportation systems. And that it's also something that we have done in the big public works program that we delivered after the pandemic, because we needed to reactivate our economy. And in that sense, this is a sector that is traditionally a masculine sector, although there's a lot of like non-technical work that it's mainly work that is in the public works, and women can do it as well as men. So we have delivered not only classes in the bidding processes, but we also delivered training programs to train them into non-conventional operative work so that they can also have at least a minimum participation of women and women head of houses. As a country, we are delivering a transversal, very ambitious goal with regard to the Paris Agreement, not only for meeting our SDG goals, but also meeting our commitments with the Paris Agreement, reducing our greenhouse emissions by 51% by the year 2030. That involves that we have also, not only in the infrastructure project, but in the transportation projects, we have been given incentives and policies in order to accelerate the energy transition, to move into electric mobility or moving even to hydrogen in the future, and we have been delivering the hydrogen roadmap. Why? Because I believe today transportation projects are not transport projects, are mainly climate change projects, because we need to have not only a better environment, but also a better quality of the air in the cities. So we are delivering a setup of incentives and also measuring, establishing how to measure the impact of the transition in the environment, so also as to have access to green financing. And actually we have very good examples of BRT systems in cities that have issued green bonds, or even infrastructure projects in the regions of the country that, measuring the social impact, have had access also to green and social bonds with a better financing. I believe the first message is this is a transversal, this is not a sector. And in that sense, what this sector does is connect the dots, connect people. This is not building infrastructure projects, it's connecting the societies and the communities. So in order to deliver the projects, to be able of executing them, you don't only have to take into account that, but you have to build them with the communities. Because if not, it's not really feasible to deliver. And I believe today we have a PPP program that I believe is the largest program in the emerging countries, that today is an example even for the international funds and banks, and even to the green financing. They're looking at Colombia. Colombia had issued the green taxonomy precisely to measure the impact of the programs and have access to all those green funds that are in the world looking for SDG projects. So I believe the main message is to understand that it is not a sector, that is cross-cut to the economy.